Up. Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday. Jill Simonian here from PragerU Kids. Listen, I skipped last week because, truth be told, I was taking my children to a brand new school. I pop in here to talk about schools and the state of the education system and our kids and what we're doing at PragerU to course correct and try to rectify all of the garbage that's happening in our schools. So yeah, I skipped last week and I'm back this week and I'm here talking with Amala.
Hi. Hi. Always here for the Jill lives.
She's always here. I appreciate you so much. She gives me youthful energy and brains, I like to say. Okay, so we always like to say welcome, check in. Remember to check out PragerU Kids because we've got all sorts of new offerings for children K through 12. Become a member of our prep group if you're concerned about what's happening in education. But Amala, I want to talk about this headline that we have here because this is something. Now, this article is from the Journal, and technically it was posted a few weeks ago, but the headline to me signifies a serious reckoning that is happening in our education system that we at PragerU have been talking about for a long time. Public schools lost 1.1 million students K through 12 last year.
Right.
And we can pull up the article, and now we are truly seeing the effects of the lockdowns, the Zoom classrooms, using that word very loosely, classrooms. Yeah. We're seeing the effects of indoctrination happening on our children's computer screens through their quote unquote classrooms in real time. We're seeing a reckoning, and parents are pulling their children out of public schools. Did you go to public school, homeschool, private school? What did you do?
I went to public school.
You went to public school. I went to public school too. This is, it's funny because I always start these very happy and smiling and peppy, and we're going to talk about the state of education, but this is actually very, very heartbreaking. As a parent, this is so heartbreaking to me that I constantly find it difficult to articulate. If there are parents that are watching us right now, leave your comments. Many of the parents who are fans of ours are in fact homeschoolers and have been homeschoolers for a very long time, and all y'all saw this coming, right? We all know that. Most of you saw this coming. In our prep membership group, our members have seen this coming for decades. I want to skip to the next article.
Okay.
And it's from Barry Weiss's Substack, right?
Yeah, Barry Weiss. We're always using Barry Weiss here.
Isn't she great?
She is great.
She's fantastic. Okay, so this one, 5 million students now in homeschooling.
Yeah, not surprising at all.
Not
the
surprising.
State of our education system.
Yeah, the number of kids going to school at home has doubled. In 2019, there were 2.5 million homeschoolers. Now there's 5 million homeschoolers. Homeschool applications are up. In Vermont, they're up by 75%. In California, the amount of homeschool applications has tripled this past year. This is because of masks, mandates, DEI garbage. Also, a lot of people on the other side, in the article, Barry describes that a lot of people have been nervous about COVID as well. So it's sort of a perfect storm. Do we see this as a positive or negative thing?
I see it somewhat as a positive. I think as conservatives, we've been talking about how schools need to function more on the free market end of things with school choice. And I think we're finally seeing it shift that way with parents actually making the choice to leave a school that is not serving them. For so long, we've just been giving our money to the government, letting them give us substandard education. And now parents aren't taking it anymore, and they're taking it into their own hands. And I think soon enough, the education system will adjust to that change.
I certainly hope you're right from the bottom of my heart. Yep. And, just like I said, the last 2 weeks, I pulled the plug at my children's school. We were in a public school district that we moved specifically into the neighborhood to be able to attend. I mean, top of the line public school district, very sought after, very, great reputation. Had a wonderful education experience from when my kids were in kindergarten through third grade. Everything crashed and burned on all levels. And this was a very emotional thing for me to do personally as a parent. This was the hardest thing I think I have ever had to do was to pull my kids out of public school and say, you know what, I have to, we're all fans of Candace Owens here. We've heard Candace Owens in our scroll in our Facebook feed. We've seen her videos saying, take your children out of these indoctrination camps. And that's what I decided to do. And it was the scariest thing, but I tell you, I don't regret it. If there are parents who have pulled their kids from their public school or private school, I want to hear from you. I want to hear if you're okay. I want to hear what you're doing. I want to hear how you're feeling about it. This is something very, very real that's happening. Are there any comments?
Yeah, we've got a few parents who have commented. Seth Taylor says, I homeschool my kids. Best decision we ever made. Scott Roden says, we pulled our 6 and 7-year-olds out and are now homeschooling. Pam Ouzts says, I live in California and now homeschool my high school son. Tired of all the requirements and indoctrination that I am not allowed to see. I can see now in homeschool.
Exactly. And that's where we're all at. And so my point in bringing this up is I know how scary it is as a mom. And I know what's happening on a deep level because of my work here with all of you at PragerU, but we're not alone. And that's one thing that we constantly just want to remind everyone, all of our PragerU kids, members of Prep, we are not alone. Our membership now is almost to 16,000, guys. Okay, yay.
Amazing.
We know that all of our kids videos, K through 12, are free on our website, prageru.com/kids. Everything is free for our children to watch, to celebrate America, to learn our history, to course correct the indoctrination that's happening in our schools on an entertaining, educational level. But we are not alone. And I can, from the bottom of my heart, say that I got the courage to take back my own children's education and to pull them out of school from our prep group. So if any of you guys are prep members watching, you have been virtually holding my hand through this, and we are not alone, and we can do this, and we can be strong, and we can take back our children's education. I mentioned that I have learned about what's going on a deeper level. We have a new short documentary coming out.
Yep.
It's called Miseducated. And many of you may have already seen this trailer floating on our PragerU social media pages. There's a rotten apple on it.
Fair enough.
I know. Listen, I'm very torn about this. There's a rotten apple. I want to explain this rotten apple. Our documentary reveals many scary, disappointing, and unfortunate truths that are happening in our education system right now, public school and private schools. This is not an attack on teachers. I want to be very clear. We have almost 20% of our members in prep are teachers. We love our teachers who are right-minded and who know what's important and want to educate our kids. But Miseducated really pulls the veil back and shows us in a nutshell the critical race theory that's being injected into our schools, the sex education that is no longer based on biology or science, and also the revisionist history that many teachers are being bullied into teaching students. Have you watched the trailer?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you and I are going to have a watch party tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Tell me what we're doing.
So we're watching the mini doc itself live on Will and Amala Live, so you can check that out at 2:30 PST on PragerU's YouTube and Facebook. So come and join us to actually watch the full documentary.
Okay, can we watch the trailer? There's famous people in this mini doc, you guys.
Yeah.
We call it a mini doc in-house here. I know the technical term is short documentary. There's famous people. Let's watch the trailer right now and see if you recognize any of them. Okay.
Ideology in these lessons are poison for all kids. The design of this is to put into the minds of kids as young as kindergarten that you are not like him, he is not like her. All of these things are designed to divide you.
The system's set up to where if you're teaching anything about gender identity, that you don't even have to notify parents when it's being taught. Parents have no idea, and they don't know how radically the sex ed has changed.
Here in America, our kids are taught divisive racial ideologies, skewed history, and a new kind of sex education that robs them of their innocence. This is the miseducation of our children.
There we go. Coming soon.
Okay, so name the famous people.
Chris Rufo,
Chris
100%.
Rufo.
And he's actually going to be on our show today, Will and Amala Live, 2:30 PST. We're interviewing him in just a bit.
Let me tell you, he is so smart, fantastic. I was talking to him, obviously for this documentary, and he went into the depths of why this is happening in our schools. And we've talked about this, all of us, on camera and off camera, how all of this is rooted in Marxism, and it just seems so preposterous. Like, why would you do this at schools? But he got to the nuts and bolts of why this is happening in the schools, and he talks about it in this short documentary. The other woman who you saw featured is Brenda Lebsack, and she is a California mom. She was on the school board in one of the school boards in Southern California. I believe it was the city of Orange. She was on the school board, and she has been an advocate for kids, specifically centered around the type of sex education and, dare I say, abusive gender fluidity policies that are being forced onto children. She's been a child advocate, and she's a teacher as well. So we talked to her, and we really created a bridge of why all of these far-fetched concepts are being included in schools. And so we're really proud of this short documentary. So I'm looking forward to watching it with you, and we'll talk more about it.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want to give everything away right now, and we'll talk about it. And Will will be here too.
Will will be here too.
Oh, good.
Tomorrow,
okay.
2:30
Okay, so
PST.
join us. That's all. I just wanted to say hi. I wanted to pop in. I wanted to say we are not alone. Look at the reckoning that's happening in education. We want everyone to watch this Miseducated short documentary. Share it far and wide. Know that we do, as parents and teachers, have the power to take back and course correct our kids' education system and spread the word. Join PragerU Kids Prep membership and become a part of our army in rectifying what has gone so very, very wrong. But we're hopeful that with more eyes open, things will become a little bit more right?
Absolutely.
Yay. Thank you. Any comments?
Yeah, we have a few more.
Okay.
Just a quick shout out to WJFK. Says, I've been setting up a list of PragerU videos along with others to show my son, who is almost finished with school, and I allowed him to stay, but only if he promised to listen to the truth. Kelly Diane says, I'm a mom who's been protesting at school boards. We have to have people stand up. I don't know how long my kids will be in public school. Rod says, I recently got a PragerU children's book from my nephew. Right on.
Thank you.
Omni Lux says, I'm a member of multiple homeschool groups, and parents are taking back their children from the establishment. So many awesome comments, and thank y'all for engaging. We love hearing your stories, and it's great to see parents rising up and being involved in their children's education. It
really is. And for the mom that said she was the one going to school board meetings, she didn't know how much longer her kids were going to be in public education. I'm with you. That was me. Keep going. I'm still going. And I will say, even though I pulled my kids out, I will still be going to the school board meetings in my district. We can continue to fight, but we can also remove our children from the front lines, because that's how our voices are heard as well, if we're able to do it. Okay, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say goodbye. Join Will and Amala and moi tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, for the watch party, Miseducated. Go to PragerU.com/kids. And our new episode of Otto's Tales is up. It's called A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, teaching our youngest learners that looks can be deceiving. A very good lesson for all of us that some adults can benefit from too, right? Amala. Yes. All right. Have a great day, y'all. Thank you, Amala. Thank you.
Of course. Bye, guys.
Bye.